This video is dedicated to Kyle Schrekengost. I'm going to explain this real quick. I don't go on Facebook a lot, hardly ever, but yesterday I happened to go on and I saw a GoFundMe posted, and it happened to be about my friend Kyle that I went to high school with and graduated with. And apparently back in September he was hit by a car on his way home from work, and he's been in like the ICU with kind of like some traumatic injuries. I don't want to speak too much on it. I'm going to include the link in my bio or in the description or whatever, so you can check it out. And if you can help, cool. But if not, I had no idea that this took place. And, I've been kind of going through my own type of stuff. And it just made me want to tell a good story that Kyle is involved in, that I think it's a good story to share, because Kyle, he's just one of those people that, like, it's hard to hear a bad word about him from anybody. I swear to God, I could not come up with a bad thing to say about him if I tried, and I don't think I've ever heard anyone ever even like begin to try to talk about like foul about him. He's been cool with everyone. He was one of the first people that I actually approached when I was a new kid for my third time at a high school, and kind of helped me assimilate into like stuff, like into different groups and whatever. So he was definitely a friend. I'm not saying he was my best friend and that we like saw each other every single day, but like we would hang out. He would tell me come over, blah blah blah. So anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling and get right into the story. So this took place probably close to 10 years ago, maybe a little like 7, 8 years ago. One night, it's me, Kyle, and our friend Evan. We're hanging out at Kyle's house, and it's pretty late. We had been chilling there, and all of a sudden, Kyle, he's like, yo, you guys want to go to the casino? And, I'm not a big gambler guy, whatever, but, we weren't doing anything anyways, so I was like, I don't have any money, but like, and he was like, oh, I'll spot you some money, it's all good. And I think my friend Evan was in the same kind of situation, so he was like, I'll give you guys some money and you can play. And so we were like, all right, cool. So this is taking place at like 3:30, like 4 o'clock in the morning. So we drive over to Lady Luck, which is owned by Larry Flint, who owns the Hustler Casino. And there's only card tables. There's no slots or like anything else like that. And the main thing that we were there for was to play blackjack. So there's a couple of different tables that are like $15 hands, $10 hands, but like we were waiting for the $5 hands to open up. So Kyle had given me a 20, gave my other friend Evan a 20, and then Kyle was doing his own thing. I was being kind of patient because there were so many people and it was kind of a small spot. So Kyle immediately went off into the other tables, and he came back within a matter of minutes and basically said that he lost all his money at the other tables. So he was like, do you still have your money? Do you still have your money? So he ends up taking the money back from me and my friend Evan, and he's like, yeah, like, can I get that money back, blah blah blah. And like, we didn't really care. We were like, fine. Like, I wasn't offended or mad about it or whatever. It wasn't my money to begin with. So I give him the money back, and he goes to the same tables that he had been going to. Mind you, we're on the list for the blackjack table, so we're waiting for our names to be called. So in the meantime, he's still trying to go to the like higher bet tables. So he comes back after another like 10 minutes and says that he doesn't have any more money out of the money that we gave back to him. So right at that moment, our names get called for blackjack. And like I said, I didn't gamble at all, but I had $20 in my wallet that wasn't mine. Like, it was someone else's money, so I didn't feel comfortable like spending it. But when I told that to Kyle, he was like, yo, like, I have money back at my house, which I knew was true. So he was like, just let me get that 20, and when we get back to my house, I'll just give you 20 bucks. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Like, I knew he was good for it. Kyle was a person that if he said he was going to do something, he did it. And he did it happily. So, like, we get over to the table, and like, I'm like, there's so many people around, and I'm just kind of like keeping my head down, and I don't gamble a lot, so I just was kind of like disassociated from everything. But like, Kyle was sitting on one side of me, the homie Evan was sitting on the other side of me, and we like sit down at this table, and I'm just sitting at first. Like, I don't have any money, so like, obviously I'm just sitting at the table. So Kyle starts playing, and he plays a couple hands, and I notice that he wins a couple hands. So he probably wins like, you know, 4 or 5 hands or whatever. All of a sudden, he like chucks 4 chips that were like, I want to say they were like green and yellow, and he like throws 4 chips my way. And like, I'm just thinking of it as, oh, I have some chips, like I'm gonna like gamble. So I didn't realize that those were $4 $5 chips. So that was him paying me back with the $20, because all I had to do was go cash that out at like the thing. So me not realizing that and being in my own little world, I just started betting, and like, I just started betting, and I kept winning, and I kept winning, and I kept winning. And I didn't realize that those chips were worth more than like $1 or like 5. At one point I had like $20 chips. Like, I was up like $400 or something like that, and I had no idea, and I was just betting like handfuls of chips, not realizing like the value of them until I actually stopped and like kind of like looked at them. So this is like happening from like 4 o'clock in the morning until like 4:40 ish. Okay, so like, we're like playing, and we just keep winning, keep winning, keep winning. And like, it has it where you can like, on the felt, there's like 6 circles that you can like place your chips on. And my homie Kyle had every single thing stacked like as far as you could go, like as much as you could stack, and had all 6 things stacked. So he kept winning, and like, he just kept that there. And then the next hand he would win, kept that there. And it got to the point where like, all of a sudden I realized, when I looked down at my chips, and I realized that they were like $5 and like $20 chips and stuff like that. I'm like doing the math, and I'm like, yo, like, I have like 200 something bucks right now. Like, this is crazy. So I look to my right, and I see that, I don't know if you've ever seen where casinos bring out that clear plastic thing, and it has all the rows of, it almost looks like a sleeve of Oreos, but it's all different like chips, poker chips, and it goes back, and it's probably like this big or whatever. I look up, and I see that Kyle has his very own plastic thing, that's how he was holding his chips. So he had all these chips just like in lines set up in that clear plastic thing. And it even got to the point where people would come, and they would try to bet on him, because I guess that's something you can do in poker. Like, you can walk up to the table, and you can bet on if someone's going to win the hand or whatever. And he wasn't having that shit at all. So he was like, nah, get out of here. And I thought that was pretty funny. So finally, the dealer changed. And when the dealer changed, like, we played one hand and we lost. And right then we were like, all right, we're cutting our losses right now. And we stopped playing. So when we went to the cage, it ended up that he made $1,000, and I ended up walking away with like $212. I'm going to try to incorporate the picture I took of the poker chips that I won from that night, just knowing that that started from like negative $20. So it was just some like 4 a.m. casino magic. So, anyways, that's just a little story. And the funny part is Kyle, he had a schedule where he worked almost every day, and that was on a Sunday. So like he was off that day, and I just thought it was funny that on this fool's day off, he made $1,000 in like 45 minutes at like 4 in the morning. So like by the time he's going to sleep, people are waking up to go work and make maybe, a portion of that money, where he just went and had some fun for less than an hour and ended up walking out with like over $1,000 on his day off. So, anyways, I just wanted to tell that story, and I specifically wanted to dedicate it to Kyle. I really hope that he gets better. From what I've seen in little updates, it seems like he has been getting better slowly but surely. So I'm really happy to hear that. And I just wish him a speedy recovery. And once again, I'm going to be linking his GoFundMe in the description. So if you feel like, chipping in, cool. If not, then it's understandable. And yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the story. And if you could just put your thoughts and prayers towards the homie Kyle, I would really appreciate it. All right, peace.